Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Super Xevious for the Nintendo Famicom. In this 1986 shoot-'em-up from Namco, a new ice age has frozen the Earth, and you gotta stop a supercomputer called GAMP from taking over. Not that the people of Earth would be aware of your victory, considering they're, frozen, but I'm opposed to supercomputers running the world anyway, so that's good enough incentive for me. Super Xevious looks like Xevious, and it controls like Xevious, but it's really not a standard Xevious game, or even a standard shoot-'em-up for that matter. While you still zoom around in a spaceship blasting enemies and stuff, you don't simply progress from level to level by firepower alone. See, the only way to get from one stage to the next is by completing a hidden objective, or else you're stuck in an infinite loop of despair, like a puzzle game. Except it's not even a puzzle game, it's more of a guessing game, and I don't have the time or willpower to endlessly fly through 20 plus levels trying to figure out what obscure criteria I need to meet in order to win. So when I plugged in my Super Xevious cartridge, I did what any self-respecting cheater would. I bookmarked every level with save states and followed an online strategy guide to tell me exactly how to complete them. Bless whoever wrote the walkthrough on strategywiki.org, because even though some clear conditions are pretty straightforward, most of them are so convoluted that I have no idea how anyone could possibly figure them out on their own, or even survive long enough to try. To clear level 1, you have to fly under a random cloud to get teleported forward. To clear level 2, you have to dock with a phantom ship, which luckily expresses its gratitude for the rescue by returning in later levels to drop power-ups. Black orbs for a shield that takes several hits, yellow orbs to expand the blast radius of your bombs, and blue orbs that let you fire backwards. Neat. Level 3 is a pretty typical area where you just need to blow up the enemy base at the end, and the following two stages just require you to bomb all of a specific type of target box. But levels 7 and 8 are where things get real convoluted. You need to blast through a hidden passage from the right tunnel to the left tunnel, collect an item hidden in a rock, and carry it back through that right tunnel again. Sound like a logical procedure? Not really. The same goes for level 9, which you can only clear by explicitly getting trapped by this diamond-shaped enemy. Why would anyone think to voluntarily be imprisoned? I have no clue. But again, bless Strategy Wiki for enlightening me on the backwards logic of Super Xevious. Level 10 is pretty straightforward again, just bomb all the turrets at the end, and stage 11 is similar, but here you need to bomb the metal barricade 5 times to pass through. The weird part of this stage is the flashing circular saw things, which are destroyed by attacking the orb behind you instead of firing at them directly. Unique? Sure. Logical? Hardly. To clear level 12, you've got to bomb all the buried pyramids, which take 3 hits to fully destroy. Sounds par for the course, but this is an extra important level because if you take the second exit instead of the first, you go to a special version of level 13, where you can grab the Super Zapper. This upgrade lets you damage otherwise invincible enemies later in the game. Plus, it looks cool. And sounds cool. Super Zapper. Level 14 has a real mean objective, because you gotta bomb all the pyramids like before, but only the ones with letters on them. Again, I don't understand the logic here, but we're too far along to give up now. Level 15 is another case where you've got to defy your instincts and get captured by the diamond thing again, and then level 16 requires that you keep at least one of these little blue things swarming around your ship through the end of the stage. You can't accidentally shoot them or anything, but they will disappear from the playfield if you hug the edge of the screen. Which sounds manageable enough, but keeping your ship relatively centered while dodging swaths of bullets is no easy task. In level 17, there's another boss to destroy, and then in level 18, you've got to blow up all the volcanoes and then enter the first one again. Which sounds counterintuitive, because I'm pretty sure volcanoes blow themselves up. That's like their whole deal. Anyway, level 19 requires you to blast all these flying boomerang guys, which are tricky because they always seem to fly in parts of the playfield that are covered by enemy bullets, and then the final stage is a gauntlet to the big boss, Gamp. Or if I go by the phonetic translation in the stuttering credits, Gump. I don't think I can take this evil supercomputer very seriously if I call it Gump, but the boss battle is no joke. I needed an additional save state there because its attack pattern, like most of the enemies here if I'm being honest, is sorta awkward. Which is actually a pretty good description of this whole game's difficulty level. Awkward. I mean, it's perfectly manageable if you're willing to cheat with save states and strategy guides like me, but nearly insurmountable if you're going in blind. Even accounting for the built-in password system, which itself is pretty cryptic and requires special button combinations even to access in the first place. Aesthetically, Super Xevious is a step up from the original 8-bit Xevious. Not because the graphics and sound are better per se, but just because they've got more variety. We've got flying fossil guys in cloudscapes, flashing neon fortress portals into the unknown, creepy rock caverns full of jumping black dots that may or may not harm your ship, I honestly could never tell, dart-shooting tanks in blue mothership tunnels, and mini-spinning monoliths defending volcanoes above the most radioactive lake I've ever seen. Please don't drink that water, unless you want to grow extra eyeballs or something. The variety in the chiptunes and sound effects is cool too, even if there isn't much of it. Especially since the new editions have more bass, because the traditional sound design in Xevious tends to be a cacophony of 8-bit baby bird chirps. My favorite part of this game, as hypocritical as it may sound, is the different objectives to clear every stage. Granted, I'd hate having to figure them out myself, but with a walkthrough that gives me all the answers, Super Xevious becomes a fun sort of minigame collection in a coat of shoot-'em-up paint. If only save states and strategy guides weren't such a necessity here. I wish the game just straight up told you what to do by default. Overall, Super Xevious may be a pretty drastic departure from its source material as far as game design goes, but with a healthy dose of cheating, that's what makes it fun. Now hopefully Earth's new Ice Age ends soon so more people can enjoy this game as much as I have, as they thaw themselves out.